It says I'm in the show and everyone can see and hear me.
Everyone can see and hear you?
That's what it says here on the show. Yes. We're having some technical difficulties, everyone. If you can hear
Does yours say we're live?
me. It says everyone, you're in the show. It doesn't say live.
Well, Sue, if you can hear me, do you see me live talking to you right this second? Janet can see me. Sue can hear me. Okay.
Okay.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Oh, yeah, this is bananas. Okay, so my thing doesn't even say that we're live.
Okay.
It's not even ticking on the time clock. So, okay. Well, hello, darling. It's so good to see you again.
It's Mercury retrograde, everyone. This is
it totally is. Yeah, so I don't think this one's going to be recorded, but we'll see what happens. I mean, whatever. Anthony, how you been? I'm so glad to have you back. Everybody loved you last time you were here.
Oh, thanks. It's great to be back. Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to work with you and be on the show again. And we're going to do some live readings today. So I'm getting excited. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys, we had discussed last time Anthony was here a few months ago that we were going to have him back and we're just going to do full readings. So for those of you here, I can't tell how many of you are here. I wonder if I'm live on YouTube. Hey, Sue, will you check YouTube? Yeah, go ahead and put your questions, comments, whatever in the chat. Use capital letters for us. It's easier to find. Mm-hmm. And we'll just kind of roll with it, right?
Yeah. We're used to surrendering, so you know how that goes.
Yeah. Okay, so I see people joining on Instagram. Taylor Courtney. Hi, Taylor Courtney. All right. This is really bizarre. All right, cool. Granny's here. Hey, Bernadette, I saw your message. It's your second live. I'm glad you're here too. Janet, Margaret, Liz. Hi, Liz. Vicky. Oh, thank you, Vicky. So we are live on YouTube. Okay.
Wonderful.
Well, I guess we're out there. I guess that's all that matters. So how's your summer been?
For me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's been busy. I have just got done with a conference at Lilydale for 5 days, and that was superb. I met just the most amazing people. I think we had 54 participants, I think, which came to the conference, which was wonderful. And then I had 2 classes I taught individually the following week. And that was a huge success. And that was my first year presenting at Lilydale.
Well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, well done. That's an accomplishment. That's awesome.
It really is. And I just sent in my proposals about a month ago, and they all got accepted for next year. So I'll be teaching there next year as well.
Excellent.
Yeah.
As you should be.
Yes, thanks. Thank you, Spirit.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, look.
Oh,
the spirit ball went off right when you said that.
Oh, there you go. See, they're listening. They always are.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And besides that, I've just been, busy doing readings, and I'm teaching a couple classes in the fall here locally, live classes, and so people are signing up for that now, and I'm getting excited about it. So, just moving along, just love what I do.
That's it. So kind of what we said before, like the first time we were on, and now this is the third time we're together.
Yeah.
In the last 10 minutes. But yeah.
And what about you?
Just cruising along, doing my thing. doing readings, doing the shows, making videos, making podcasts, getting out there and just keeping going, just keep going.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. I hear you.
Yeah. Doing these with everybody is one of my favorite things.
Yeah,
One of my favorite
I
things.
love it because you meet new people, and it's great being on a different podcast with different people because and meeting other really good professionals, which is wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. It's super fun to build the bonds and connections with all of our peers and working together, collaborating. Collaboration is I just love it.
Yeah, me too.
So, all right, you ready to do some readings for everybody? Hey, you guys on Instagram, for those of you that are here, go ahead and type in the comments over there if you'd like a message from spirit, from your guides, guardians, card pulled, however, whatever, you just let us know. You know what, Anthony, let's start with Vicky.
Sure.
Hi, Vicky.
Hi there, Vicky. How are you?
Oh, thank you so much for being here, Vicky. You want to go?
Yeah, sure. Let's see here. For you, Vicky, there seems to be a hesitation of like personal confidence going on with your life, with making decisions, and some important decisions are coming up for you. In fact, there's two major decisions to come up. You're more worried about what other people are going to think if you make these decisions, and your spirit guide is really just saying to you, really. You got to follow your heart, and that whole saying, sometimes friends are there for a season and some friends are there for a reason, and you're going to find that when you make this decision going forward. And I feel like also you must be getting some anxiety about making these decisions. So your spirit guide says, follow your heart. You've got to have the confidence and the trust in yourself and believe in yourself going forward with these two decisions. It's one or the other, but I'm just going to tell you, just follow your heart with the decision going forward, and you'll understand what that means. Yes.
Yes, Vicky, in the comments, let us know if this resonates with you. I love what you said, Anthony. The very first, the word in my head right away was decision. And the card that I pulled, clarity, prepared to make a decision.
There you go.
I mean, yeah. So, Vicky, I do also, I feel a sense of almost like frustration and a little anxiety in making this decision. There's this feeling of like being afraid to make the wrong one. So you're just kind of like in stalled mode, kind of like just holding back and in like analysis paralysis. You know how that happens? So I echo what Anthony has been saying. And I want to remind you that on your insides, you know what to do. You know the answer.
Yeah, follow your heart.
Yeah, you know what that feels like. And sometimes even when that answer is not what we want to, we don't want to say it. We don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. We don't want to come across as being confrontational. We don't want to be the bad guy. But it's something that we know we need to do for our own peace, for our own sense of purpose and self. Yep. I'm here just reminding you that you have the strength on your insides, and to follow that. It might feel difficult at first, but after it's all said and done, on the other side, it is going to feel so much better. So much better.
Yeah. Well said.
Vicky said I. I think still having tech issues, I think. Yeah. Yeah. But I really want to remind you, Vicky, that on the other side of this, you're going to feel so much better. So do you see any, Anthony? Do you want to choose one next?
I don't see any on.
Wait, Vicky, hold on, Vicky. Vicky says, I'm not sure about any decisions to be made. Is this a way off? Is this a way off? A way off?
Hmm.
A way off of, are we way off? Like connecting with somebody else instead of Vicky? Or a way off of the planet? A way up in the future. Hey, Michael.
I feel it's coming. That's just how I feel it is.
I definitely feel it swirling around your field.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, that was the first thing is these two major decisions, and one, having to make a decision coming up. And it's how like you can look at one decision and you analytically want it to be right, because you get in your mind, but you're not listening to your heart. So whatever these two decisions are that come up, yeah, for you soon, I would say follow your heart and listen to your heart, and know that going forward, you're going to have more confidence. So there must be something, a turning of events coming up. And in my opinion, I just feel like that's how I see it. So
I feel that too. I mean, it's unusual that you would get what I got in the first flash, and then that card would come up simultaneously, to validate
choices.
Vicky says is health. She says health. I don't feel like it's health.
No, I don't either. I think it's more personal life, not health. I feel it's like a choice of something that's coming. It must be something that's coming that you don't know about yet. So, don't you think?
Yeah. I absolutely do. But I don't feel like it's health. I feel like it's more relationship oriented, personally oriented. It has to do with somebody else, or somebody, maybe more than one. Because that's what's uncomfortable for me. That's where I feel the discomfort.
Me too. Yeah. I feel it's relationship oriented too.
Yeah. Keep us posted, Vicky. Thank you for being here. Hi, Keith. Thank you for being here. Just stopping in to say hello. Okay. Did you say you saw one earlier?
Are you speaking to me? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Did you see one? Oh, I see. We're going to go right to Liz. How about Liz?
Okay. I have a message from my guides. I've been going through many emotions, just empty nester, proud, sad, excited for a new beginning. I'll be honest with you, Liz. It is kind of a time of reflection of your life. And I hear from your spirit guides that it's really, to me, this is a time for you to start taking care of you rather than putting everybody in front, first. And I also feel too, it's time for you to get out and meet a new group of people, whether you're meeting groups, having more social life, having more getting more involved with community and having new friends. I feel like there's this. I'm just going to tell you how I feel. What some of the friends that you have, I feel kind of stagnant or maybe stuck in the past, and that's not where you're at. To me, there needs to be a new way of meeting people outside in your community and getting more involved in some of your interests that you have. You might want to even look into a psychic or mediumship circle in your area. I feel like you're very interested in, metaphysics and kind of understanding that and maybe getting more in touch with yourself. So try a few of those, arenas. Okay.
Yeah. And Liz, well, I want to say well done. I want to say amazing job. I mean, you are through a very, very big leg of life, and so you're at that place where, with endings come new beginnings, and with endings comes grieving as well. So just allow yourself to feel those feels. It's all good. You are grieving the loss of the youth of kids. You know what I mean? We grow up and suddenly we're adults and we're on our out the door, and we come back a little bit more grown up every single time. We're not the same dependent children that we were at that age, and we just become more and more independent. So it makes all the sense in the world. You're an amazing mother, and I can feel it within you. You're such an empath. Your heart, I can feel it from here. And I mean, it makes sense why you're saying you're feeling so many emotions. So, allow yourself to feel them. It's all good. There's a great feeling about this next leg, though, that I want to talk about, where it feels like a progression, a leveling up. It's almost like this is the time where you are consciously, spiritually elevating. It's like you have the time, you have the experience behind you, the growth behind you, the development behind you, the unfolding. Even as you're, doing your family life and raising the kids, you've been aware and on this path for quite some time. But now it's like there's this feeling on your insides. Well, now I have all this time, like Anthony said, suggesting looking for a circle. Even if it's an online circle, there are so many amazing teachers out there. And I've had many of them on the show with me. So, I've got a revolving door of about 8 or 9 people that are here with me every week. So, yeah. So to recap, allow yourself to feel the feels. It's all good. You're an amazing mom, and why wouldn't you? And then just, realize where you are and invite that inner child back in and just have a ball.
Very good.
Thank you, Liz. I haven't been looking. Oh, good. I saw, you know what?
Definitely. Thank you, she said. I kind of feel there was probably like 3 children that she's was raising. Maybe there's 3 kids. So I don't know if that resonates with you, Liz.
We're going to go to Bernadette. Bernadette's been here since the very, very beginning. While we were having our retrograde tech issues. Thanks for being here again, Bernadette.
Yes, thank you so much for coming again.
I'm going to pull a card for you.
Oh, let's see. Do you want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead.
You want me to go first? Okay. So you either have a father or grandfather here in spirit. I just feel it's like a fatherly, grandfatherly person here, and I almost feel as though when this person has passed, the rug was kind of taken from underneath you, and so you feel when you have this person that has now transitioned to spirit. they make they're making a they're telling me that you're feeling kind of lost with going forward in life at times, and so it's there's also this gentleman wants to say too that you can't relive the passing, and so the experience of this gentleman passing, it took some time for him to pass, and I almost feel that there must have been some type of cancer, and I almost feel maybe even close to the liver or kidneys, and or the stomach region, somewhere in the lower area of the body. And I I just want to say that reliving somebody else's experience before passing, takes the joy out of your soul. And this person wants to reassure you that you know he's doing great over here, and not to worry. There's no ailments. Oh, that's a grandmother. Okay, I'm sorry. I felt it was a male. Why did I think it was a male though? Um, Sorry about that. I felt it was a male though. Huh. There isn't another male in your family that you have that you can relate this to? Because I have to trust with what I hear from spirit. Hmm.
Sorry, grandfather. She meant to say grandfather.
Oh, she did?
Yep, yep.
Oh, okay, good. Well, good. I was starting to second guess myself. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, how can I get that? Usually the energy is pretty much either male or female, right? Um, oh yeah, typo, sorry. Okay, good. Thank goodness. Yeah, so let me continue with that if I can, real quickly. You're also very much like her. She says you're very much like me. You must really enjoy cooking and baking, that sort of thing, because she says you think of her a lot while you're in the kitchen, and she's with you. And recently, I'm just going to tell you how she's been with you recently. I see that there's a pan on the stove, and I know you're frying something, so it's either like frying chicken or sautéing chicken, or but I just see the chicken and it seems like it's breaded. And if it's not chicken and I'm off, let me know. But I just feel you're frying something, and it just seems to be some type of recipe that you would remember when you were growing up, that she would have been making. And I just want to let you know that she was there watching you cook this meal. And it was just within the week or so ago. Do you understand that, Bernadette?
She says, my father passed of cancer. Yes, I do. The female is my adopted mom. I did not know when she passed.
Okay. So the father passed of cancer. The female is my adopted mom, and I did not know when she passed. Okay. But there is a grandmother here though, correct? I mean, there still is a grandmother here.
Grandmother or grandfather? Did the
Um,
whole crowd show up?
it could be. It really could be that they're all showing up. Um, there's somebody here that wants to say that they were in the kitchen with you, making this meal and frying this chicken. Do you understand that? Okay, my grandmother and grandfather passed. Okay, all right. And was it that? Did she say grandfather or father passed from cancer? I'm sorry, I didn't see the bottom.
She said her father passed of cancer.
Father passed of cancer. Okay. All right. Um, yeah, and dad must have been I'm getting the feeling of smoking cigarettes, so dad must have been a smoker. And I also feel too that there is I'm going to say that their generation must have been in the 60s, like the early 60s. Does that make sense to you, Bernadette? They also want to say that at this time, you must have lived in another state, because I just feel like right now you're living out of state of where you grew up in. But I still want to talk about the kitchen and cooking this meal, because they just want to prove that they're with you currently. And I do feel it's grandmother frying this chicken, or frying, I know it's like cutlets or something in a pan. So yes, it makes sense. I'm from Haiti. I'm in Canada. Ha ha ha. They normally show up. They mess up my lights, psychic gifts. I don't know how to use them. I'm schizophrenic, and it's bad. It's a bad recipe. Oh, okay. Interesting. I wonder if, so does any of this information make sense to all for what we were talking about with you, Bernadette? And Jeffrey, did you get anything else?
It does. You know what, Bernadette, I want to talk about how it feels to me like you're in the middle of this shift. When I tap into your field, when I see orange on somebody's left side, the left side of our body is the receptive, the feminine side. So that's when whatever's coming in, that's where I see it coming in. When I see orange, I know there's a shift, and it represents a move, whether it's a move from your home or a move in your work or how you earn your money. And there's a sense where I feel this bit of I have stress, anxiety, and fear, like I'm not quite sure which direction to turn. There's a feeling of excitement about it, though. There's a real feeling of excitement about this change. Like when we're ready for something different, but it's so scary. And even though we're ready for it, we're still scared. We're afraid to take those steps, even though we want to, but we don't. I really want to encourage you to take those steps. Take those steps. Say yes to new opportunities. It feels to me like this is, there's something very collaborative about it. It's this feeling of somebody wanting to ask them if I can come home. Oh, Bernadette, you don't want to go home yet. The earth is too much. Well, now that I can agree with. Sometimes it absolutely is. Yes, you're shifting. You have a podcast. You're taking a break. You also paint. All right. So here's the thing. I understand exactly what you're talking about. I know what it feels like to be burnout. I know what it feels like to be afraid to take the next step, or even to not know what the hell the next step is even going to be or where. So out of all of this, I just want to remind you that I can feel your heart. You're amazing. You're loving. You're kind. You're a blessing. And let us know what your podcast name is so we can share it with everybody. You're an absolute blessing. And when the way that you express and communicate yourself to others, you really, really can change people, how they're feeling. You have a way of expressing yourself that makes people feel seen and heard in ways that a lot of people might not. You're a natural healer. You come in, you came into this world as a wounded healer. That's where you're coming from. This spiritual sense about you is very real. And the schizophrenia, I honestly don't have experience with that with anybody in my world, but I got to tell you, I have often wondered if people with schizophrenia might be so connected to spirit that, doctors, scientists, the left brainers just haven't been able to understand that it's so much more, right? Always wondered that. So really, remember that about yourself. You're absolutely beautiful. Take a break if you're tired, and paint, and come back here for some love. Everybody send Bernadette a little bit extra love, and also Bernadette, don't forget to put your website up here for everybody. I'm giving you a hug from here, Bernadette. Thank you for being here.
Yes, we both are.
What a beautiful gift. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. Been going through a hard time. Oh, podcast is called the Unleashing Potentials Podcast. Oh, all right, you guys. Go take when you have time on wherever you get your podcasts, go take a look for the Unleashing Potentials Podcast. That's beautiful. See?
It's a great name.
Yeah, it's huge. I just gave me chilly bumps from head to toe. It's awesome. Till Courtney, hi there. Jen P, wow, hi, it's good to see you again. Transcend with Debbie, I saw you over on Instagram. Now I see you over here. Hi, Debbie. Kevin, hey, Kevin. Okay, so do you have one on the tip of your eyes? I saw one go by. Oh, Helen, let's go to Helen.
Okay.
Hi, Helen.
Would be great. Oh.
You okay? Yeah, I hadn't read your whole thing, and I was suddenly feeling a bit of anxiety, like overwhelm anxiety. You know what I mean? And I just happened to look up, and I saw a lot going on right now. So, okay.
All right. Do you want me to go, or do you want to go?
You go ahead. You go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, to me, I feel there's a lot of things coming up from a lot of different directions. And in my when I'm blending with your energy, Helen, I almost get the feeling that they're piling up. So it's like when things all somewhat happen all at the same time, and you're going, really? That's kind of what I'm getting. I would just take one step at a time and try to accomplish knocking them out. I almost feel there are things that you need to have done, or that you need to challenge. Let's see. I also feel too, there must be some uncomfortableness of things going on in your family right now. I just, it's like you, okay. There might be some hesitation of getting involved with certain people in the family with what's going on. I hear the message is sometimes to sit back and maybe not say anything. Like my mom used to say something to me, and I could just use this as a reference. If you can't say anything nice at all, then don't say anything. Or if you don't want to get involved, sometimes it's best to go, and it just verifies that that you're listening to people, but you don't necessarily give an answer. And sometimes not giving an answer is the best thing to do, to stay out of it as the witness. Does that make sense to you? I just, it's like I'm hesitating about getting involved or putting my 2 cents in, or I just feel it has to do with I think it's family. That's what I feel.
I feel that too. The very first thing that I felt with you, Helen, is in that overwhelm that I was talking about earlier. I felt like I needed to place boundaries. I felt I needed to be very clear about boundaries. I felt like I had been feeling like this for a while, So there's this feeling where I want to, what do I want? First of all, you know what, Helen? I want to remind you that you are absolutely enough. And I feel like that you need this reminder. I feel like that you have been taken advantage of by said family members we were speaking about earlier.
Mm.
And I feel like that there's been this ongoing expectation. You know, when we're people pleasers, we can do that. We absolutely can do that. And we will do that because in a people pleasing state of mind, we find and we believe that that's where our value is. That's how we're loved. That's where we derive our love from. And I want to remind you, you're already enough and you're already lovable. And if you put your foot down and say no, you are still lovable. You're even more lovable because now you're looking in that mirror and you're holding some self-respect and some self-love and some self-care by telling these people. Yeah. By telling these people.
She responded that you're spot on. I haven't been boundary.
Now you're drawing lines and people don't like it. Yes, Helen.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yep.
And sometimes it's just not getting in, not to engage. That was truly what I got, was to kind of take a step back and you know, setting boundaries when you don't want to engage in something is a boundary as well. So I would, you know, you don't really need the drama. Let's just put it that way. I feel when I'm blending in your org field, it's all about peace and harmony. And I kind of want to live my life in peace and harmony, not have this drama. And sometimes you just have to say to people, I'm not getting involved because, you know, I just don't want to be partaking in this. And it's okay to say that.
100%.
Yeah. It's
100%.
Sometimes, like I said, when you say something, it makes things worse. So, you know, stay in your lane kind of thing. That's the message I get for you.
Yeah. Helen, you're amazing.
Yeah. You're a great person.
Yeah. You're amazing. You're lovable. And this that you're working through, so many of us are working through. I mean, as empaths, we you know, we can be people pleasers. We can be codependent. We can be, you know, there's just a lot of healing around all of that for many of us. So I just want to remind you, you're not alone. You're not alone here. And you're amazing. So just keep holding to those boundaries.
Yeah. I also, if I could add, Jeffrey, too, that I feel that a few of these people could be manipulative and you know, to try to get their way or to try to work you or work others. So just kind of keep that in mind. You know, manipulated to me comes across. So caution to the wind there. Put up your boundaries.
Yeah, you know, when we're putting up our boundaries, you guys, you know, with people like this, we're talking about manipulators, maybe narcissists, you know, emotional vampires, right? Just the archetype of the vampire. The archetype of the vampire needs blood donors, right? The archetype of the vampire needs blood donors. And so they're going to find these blood donors in the people pleasers that we are. And, you know, and for many years we are, you know, graciously, you know, saying, here, take my blood, you know, if this is how you love me, I'm here for you. But no, then there comes a time where we recognize that this is not standing in our own authenticity. And we're recognizing that it's time to take our power back and say no more. So well done, Helen, on making this decision, and keep going, because the stronger you hold that line, they'll get the picture, and you'll start attracting those who, well, you won't be attracting those people looking for a blood donor because you don't have any blood to give anymore.
Yeah,
it's yours. You keep it for yourself.
Yeah, exactly. I totally agree with you.
Yeah, a lot of people can resonate with this. Bernadette said that this resonates with her too. Yeah. It's. Oh, you know what, Anthony? We have to go to Risney 1991. Everybody send Rizney 1991 a lot of love right now. This is a living nightmare for many people. And
Yeah.
I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry to hear of your loss, Rizney.
Yeah, you lost your little fur baby of 16 years recently who crossed over. And he was my reason for the morning routine. Is he here? I'm broken. Let's see. I get from this, if I may, with communicating with this, I feel it's a dog. And to me, I feel the dog dances in circles. And so there's this excitement of going around in circles and being excited. And it must have been very recent since this animal's crossed over, like within a week, I would say. I mean, it hasn't been that long. And I also feel that the animal must have been adopted, because there's a thank you for adopting me and saving me, and you know, letting me know, feeling safe again. That's what I get from this animal. And also, there's lots of toys, that this dog enjoyed, and he actually says that you still have everything in place. So you haven't gotten rid of anything. All the toys are still there. He mentions that there's probably another animal coming into your life. And he says, the answer will be when you get another animal, you're going to see me, my soul, back into the animal. So I'll get a chance to spend more time with you, mommy, he says. So that's really special. And you're going to, there's going to be these aha moments where you're going to go, oh my gosh, like that's what he used to do. That's what this guy used to do. And I just feel that you're going to be getting these aha moments. That's just how I feel. I also know too that the dog must have been on medication as well. Okay. Oh, she said we haven't moved anything. Yeah, everything's still in place where it's been. And mhm. And there must be children in the house as well, because I get the feeling that there are children that this dog knows about. And is that correct? He was. Oh, oh my God, that would be awesome. Okay.
Yeah, he was on 3 medications.
He was on 3 medications. Okay, great, because I could tell the medications that the dog was on. And it was part of this illness that, kind of, it just took its toll. But also, the medications have a buildup of some sort into the system, because he says there's so much medication, built up. But it was his time to go, really. And you made the right decision. Does that make sense? And not to feel guilty. He says that the decision of the timing was just right. So just let you know that, not to feel guilty, and that he's doing really, really well here. And he'll see you again, because he's very much alive. It's just his physical body is passed. So please keep that in mind. But again, the soul is going to come back. He says, I'm coming back. And the markings on this, on the next dog, are going to be kind of similar to the markings on this dog that's passed. So just kind of remember that. Okay. I hope that helps you. And I'm so sorry for your loss. It doesn't change the loss of our pets, because they're our family members. Makes perfect sense. It was fast, and it was so hard without him. Good. I'm glad that it made sense. Thank you.
Yeah, and Rizney, I want to add to that. That was beautiful, Anthony. Thank you, by the way. That was really beautiful.
Well,
I just wanted to add, there's this overwhelming sense of gratitude that I feel from the inside out. This gratitude, and it feels to me like I just need to use these words for him, that he is so grateful for the life that he had with you. There's just this gratitude, like when little dogs get the zoomies and they just but they don't run anywhere. They just kind of spin in circles and they're hilarious and you laugh out loud. That's what I keep visualizing. And it's hilarious to me. And there's also this feeling like I want to remind you that, it's still brand new. It's still brand new. The grief is very real and it's very deep. We all understand this. We all absolutely understand this. And just know that when you feel yourself starting to feel a little bit lighter, like the grief isn't so heavy. At the beginning, it's so heavy. And then as we move through it, it kind of like rolls and in and out. And, we don't know when or why, but we just have to flow with it, right? Without any judgment. But just know that I keep seeing him jump on the bed, and there's this feeling. It's like I have to just give you this heads up, like you're going to be laying there, and it just feels like you're going to feel this, like as if he were to jump on the bed. You'll feel it, but he won't be there physically. So just know that is very real. You'll probably be thinking, I just imagined it because I miss him so much. I just imagined it. Do not allow yourself to logically override this. This is very, very real.
that's very cool. I
Yeah.
see that too. That's really
Yeah.
awesome.
Good. I'm glad that helps you. Yeah.
Oh, good. She says, this gives me so much comfort. Thank you.
Yeah. He has a little dog with huge personality. Yep. Yeah. Melissa, I saw you back there a little while ago. You said this was your first live stream. I wanted to remember to come back with you. Melissa, if you're still here, please let us know.
That was great. That little dog was just so funny. I mean, he is a very special little dog, but he's coming back, so hang in there.
Yeah, completely. All right, Melissa. Hey, thank you for being here.
There she is.
I couldn't. She wanted a message. I think just a message from her guides. I can't find it now.
Oh, okay. All right. Did you want to go first, or do you want me to?
You go. I've all left brain scrolling through here.
Okay. Her name's Melissa, right? Okay.
Yeah, Melissa.
All right. Well, I get the impression, excuse me, that I'm getting movement. So I feel like there must be some traveling going on at this time. This is my first Love Your podcast, Jeffrey. I'm really excited. I'm hoping to connect with my spirit team. Oh, okay. Yeah, so there's lots of, still going to stick with the movement because I feel there's movement. I wouldn't even be surprised if you're moving. And also, if you're traveling to go and maybe travel to find out whether it's these places are, a fit for you. But I feel like there's this possibility of moving, and I feel it's a substantial move too, like out of state. It's definitely a substantial move. It's not like moving around the corner. Yeah, and I also get the impression there must be somebody very important in your life right now, and that you'd be moving together. So I feel there's that togetherness of moving, and the spirit team says it's about time you got this one right, meaning the relationship, I guess. And they have a sense of humor, so there's this applause with that. And and to me also, there seems to be either a dream or an idea of doing something completely different in with what type of work you do. Uh, I want to say that they're saying to follow your dream. So that's the thumbs up to move forward in in what you want to do in your life. Um, and it seems too that there's been hardships for you along the way earlier on in your life, but now they're telling me that that's more now behind you, and that life is going to seem to be more flowing for you more easily without these hurdles or setbacks of fulfilling your dreams. So I leave that with you. um, will it come on? Yeah, if it's not, if you're not sure about the moving, what does she say? Main it.
Maybe, I bet it's maybe. Maybe it will come
Oh,
up in the future.
yeah, I feel it's coming soon. I just feel there's movement. And I also feel too, you're going on a trip or there's traveling going on. So maybe when you're going on this trip that you're gonna think, oh my gosh, maybe we should move here. It's kind of like this. It's I feel like you're going to the destination, realizing, wow, maybe we should move here. So going forward with any trips coming up, you might want to think about moving there, if it hasn't happened already. Or it might be something that you have thought of in your mind, because the spirit world does hear your thoughts. And you were asking me about the spirit team. So the spirit, if your spirit team with you, they know everything about you. So if in your thoughts, if you've been thinking about moving somewhere and been questioning about it, I would say there's a thumbs up with wanting to check that out. Okay, I hope that helps you. Did you get anything, Jeffrey?
Melissa, there's this feeling like there's a sense of excitement on my insides that I want to talk about. And I feel like it's your team spirit. Like, I feel like I have to remind you that yes, it's real. Like, I feel like I just need to say the words, yes, we're real. Yes, that was us. Yes, this was us. So does it make sense, Melissa, that you have been seeing repetitive numbers over and over and over, whether it's license plates or clocks or wherever, on the internet? I just feel like there are these repetitive numbers, these synchronicities that are happening over and over and over that have gotten you to this place of like, oh my God, I just like, is this real? How is this, Okay, thank you, Melissa. So I want to remind you, spirit will use any method to get our attention. They will use any method to get our attention. And it is very, very real. This is how our guides, our guardians, our loved ones, spirit, whatever we want to call all of it, it's all coming from the same place. It's all one and the same. We're all connected. And I just feel like that they want me to remind you and encourage you to get out of the head, stop overthinking. Don't allow yourself to logically override, like, oh, I was probably just accidentally just saw this or accident or whatever. I just made it up. No. And here's another thing. I feel like that there is also this feeling. I feel like I have been like on the verge of getting ready to step into like new classes or taking new classes, or maybe signing up for a circle like Anthony was talking about earlier. But I feel like that there's this been like getting ready to, but haven't quite really stepped into it or made the move. And I just feel like I really want to encourage you to take that move. Absolutely take that move. There's a whole lot of fun here that's happening, and I feel really excited about it. You're going on a journey. I'm on a journey into going from believing to knowing. Yes. I'm asking for a connection. Yes. Sitting in the power to try. Okay. Fabulous.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, don't be surprised. I still feel you must be thinking about moving somewhere or have thought about it, because there is this, or I'm wanting to go somewhere, and I've always wanted to go there. And I don't know how to explain this, but I'm just going to just say it. But don't be surprised if you move there. I mean, sometimes spirit, like Jeffrey said, they will give you hints and hints and hints, and it's like they will drop these ideas into your head, or these visions in your head, and they kind of trickle in, and you have to just, if it's something that you haven't been really focusing on and it just comes in your mind, chances are spirit's guiding you, because they're giving you these hints. The more you surrender and take your analytical mind to the back of your head and surrender and just kind of allow for the information to trickle in. Okay, I'm open to surprises, she says. So yeah, so many blessings going forward with you. There's lots of changes for you, that's for sure.
You know what, Liz, thank you. Sorry. Ooh, come back. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you. Thank you for being here too for your first time. I really appreciate it. I'm hugging you from here. But Bernadette asked a really good question. And Lizzie, yes, we're still doing readings. Bernadette asks, what's the difference between a soul and a spirit? I think this is a really great question.
Well, we all have a soul, okay? And the soul actually encompasses our spirit. So the soul protects our spirit. So we are all spirits having a human experience, okay? And so when we transition into the spirit world, our soul carries our spirit with us, and our consciousness that's connected in our experiences that the soul has experienced, we take with us. And of course, the love as well. So that's the difference between the soul and the spirit. It's basically, the soul encapsulates the spirit.
So this is how I see it in my mortal brain, right? This is how I relate to it. Like Anthony said, we all have a soul. We are that eternal, limitless, omniscient presence, right? That spark of the divine. And within our soul, think about, you've heard how many people talk about past lives and other planets, galaxies, universes, whatever. We've heard all, people talk about that all day long, right? How I see it, our spirit is this incarnation, this personality, this part right here, this meat bag is my spirit right now. We all have this spirit that is part of our soul. And those people that are so eloquent at being able to read past lives are touching in to the little files within our hard drive of our soul, little files that are the other lifetimes, those other spirits that we all encapsulated in each present moment in our past lifetime.
Exactly.
So yes, the soul is some call it the oversoul. It's the wholeness of our spiritual essence.
Mm-hmm.
And the spirit is this part, this experience, and the other little experiences.
Yep, that's a good way of defining it completely.
Yeah. Okay, so hang on. I saw another one. Oh gosh, sorry guys. Was it Robert? Robert says, you gave me a reading on selling my house back in September. It was spot on. Oh. Well, that's nice to know. Thank you.
Yeah. Was that we got last back in September? That must be relating to you giving him a reading.
Must have been. Yeah. Sold the house within 6 weeks. Thank you. That validation is always so welcome. We always wonder. Well, thank you for that, Robert. Yeah.
Good confirmation.
What time are we at? We're a little bit over. Is that okay with you, Anthony?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Hey, let's go to Um, I'm feeling very, very pulled to do this one. Renata?
Uh,
My,
yes.
my mom crossed this year. Is there a message for me? I was her caregiver. She had Alzheimer's.
Okay. Oh, okay. Um, so I immediately when I blend with her, I get the impression that she speaks two languages. So, and when I hear her speak to me, she kind of speaks in broken English. Um, and like she has an accent. I shouldn't say broken English, but like an accent. Um, and now I can relate to that because my family, is Polish, and so my mother had kind of an accent at times. Let's see. Oh, yes. So I get the impression that her Alzheimer's was at a steady pace or place for a while, and then it progressively got worse after that steady pace. Um, and this has been going on for quite a long time from what I'm getting. And I do feel she was staying at home for most of the time, and I also feel too that there was somebody else taking turns with you know you were her main primary caregiver, but there was somebody else who's coming in to take turns with you in the responsibility. Uh, and there must be a sister that you have as well because she acknowledges the sister. I'm almost positive it's either her sister or your sister, but I'm almost positive she's referring to your sister. And a big thank you to both of you. Now, hmm. I also feel too, there are times that I know there was a time where she didn't know, who she was. Okay. Um, and I don't feel she even knew who you were at times towards the end. I just get this feeling like, that's the hardest part to be in as far as a caregiver. And she just wants me to say to you that there are moments when she feels coherent, and then she, like, for a few seconds, and then she goes completely out. So but she does hear you. And I just want to let you know that since she's been on the other side, there's no, she doesn't have Alzheimer's at all. I mean, she's whole again. She says whole, and she wants you to remember her of when, say almost 15 years ago when she felt much more like herself, maybe even 20 years ago. But it's like, remember the good times that we shared together and the times that we spent together, and remember her in that light versus the way she passed. And so I hope that helps you.
Yes, Renata. I hope I'm saying your name right. There's also this feeling that I have to acknowledge. I feel a boatload of gratitude, and I feel like I have to acknowledge from you.
Hmm.
Um, although she might not have been able to verbalize it, she's so grateful for how she was cared for. There's a feeling like I need to acknowledge how difficult that was. I need to acknowledge the frustration at times. I also want to I keep seeing it's either a blanket or a shawl or like a wrap or like um I don't think it's an article of clothing, but I keep seeing this, like it could go on your lap or around your shoulders. So I keep seeing that. I don't know if that's relevant to her that you might have, but here's the thing,
And it
Renata.
feels like it's crocheted or knitted or something, doesn't
Yeah,
it, as
yeah.
well? Yeah.
There's this feeling like I want to, again, just thank you for all of that. There's also a little bit of I have to acknowledge how I changed. And here, this is I think this is pretty poignant. This feels pretty important. I feel your love for her. She knows your love for her. I feel like I need to acknowledge how different she was in her youth compared to how she was during this illness. And I feel like there's such a drastic difference. Like her personality just kind of changed so much where you didn't even realize it was the same person. It's like she wants to acknowledge that throughout that period, she was unaware. And she wants to thank you for having the heart that you do to be able to see through that and not take it so personally, or not take it so personally where it like wore you down. It's hard. That's a very, very hard place to be for caregivers. I was a caregiver for a lot of years, and I know how that feels. So there's just this overwhelming sense of gratitude that I just want to give to you and let you know that now that she's free of this mortal noodle, there's clarity, and there is a great sense of gratitude and love for who you were. And thank you.
Mm-hmm. Well said. Yeah, there's a lot of blanket. She says, okay. Yes, a lot of gratitude. That's what I get from her. She's also, I feel she's kind of old school and kind of a religious lady. So I mean, she really feels like she's really in peace with herself, and and she also says, she says, I'm listening to the music again. So she's listening to, she's a big music person, and I believe she liked to dance as well. So I want you to know that that's what she's doing there at this moment. So the music, I feel that music is very cultural as well. And so it takes her to a time and a place, maybe when she was younger, maybe in her teens or early 20s, that kind of music, cultural music. I almost feel like it's, maybe Spanish or Italian or something like that. It just feels like that type of music. So I hope that you can resonate that. She sends her love and blessings to let you know that she's doing fabulous here. And thank you for all that you did.
Yeah. And one more thing, Renata. I can't help but feel that there is a sense of, okay, let me just say it this way. Doing the work that Anthony and I do, we know so many people who have encountered somewhat of a spiritual development, a spiritual evolution, a spiritual awakening through trauma like this. And I feel like I have to acknowledge that within you right now as well. There feels to me that this was so much of your own, for your own growth, the experience with your mother, the experience with caregiving, the experience that being in that place, we are coming from such a place of compassion and love. I mean, we maybe not all the time, because we're human beings and we might get frustrated and tired, and that's totally okay too. But there's this, like, I just feel this sense of growth in your own sense of awareness when it comes to loving, compassion, unconditional. I mean, to know what it means to be that for somebody who needs you, cannot live without you. And I just want to acknowledge that within you. That's very hard work, and it's beautiful, and it's exponential growth for your soul being here in this lifetime doing what you did together.
Mm-hmm.
You and her together. It's awesome. So I just wanted to acknowledge that as well.
Yeah. And you're right, Jeffrey. When we have a close loved one in our family that we sometimes take, the position of a caregiver, it does open your spiritual process even more. I know from my personal experience when my mom passed, being there during the time of her caregiving, and then right up to the time that she passed, I was there. And from that moment forward, after she passed, is when I, saw her come to visit me 2 times. And I mean, she was a manifestation in front of my hallway 2 different times. And it transformed me to research my mediumship, and because I'm a late bloomer as a medium. So but it totally transformed my way of looking at things in life, to know that there's more than just this physical. There's so much more going on. But they always have a way of reaching out to us to say thank you, don't they, Jeffrey?
Oh, totally.
You know.
Totally. And the synchronicity that you saw this show tonight, the synchronicity that you saw the notification or my post or Anthony's post, however you got here, it was her kind of like pinging you and nudging you, your guides nudging you and pinging you. Hey, here's an opportunity. Hey, here, come here, So it's like that with all of us. It's already almost 5:20. Okay, we're gonna take one more here, Anthony. And
Okay.
this is another
Great.
one that I think is really important for all of us. Lizzie asks, my aunt passed away before I could say goodbye. I have so much guilt about her passing. Is she coming through? So, Lizzie, let us know that you're still here, please. However, I just want to say, first and foremost, after doing, I don't even know how many readings in the past 17 years, 18 years. This comes up a lot. This comes up often. People go to sessions with mediums feeling this guilt that
Absolutely.
I couldn't make it. And I want to let everybody know, and just as this is a reminder, think about your loved one who did something really exciting. Maybe they graduated with their master's on the East Coast and you're on the West Coast, vice versa. However that excitement is, and you want to be there with them, you can't, because maybe you're working or you ran out of vacation time or whatever. You just can't make it. We've all said to our loved ones in moments like this, I'll be there with you in spirit. I'll be there with you in spirit. There literally is an aspect of ourselves who is with them in that moment, with them during their graduation or during their wedding or during however it is. There is literally a part of us that is there because we're all connected. We are all connected. And every single time they say in our mediumship sessions, please let go of that guilt, let go of that shame, let go of that sadness. I know, especially now where I stand, I know you were with me, even though you weren't with me.
Mm-hmm.
I know you were there. I saw your actions, your intentions trying to get there. We know. And that's, they don't want us to hold on to this at all.
So very true. Have to agree with you 100%, Jeffrey. There is the part of them that is aware, of, where you were at that time of their passing. And they actually feel your emotions and your love or your sadness, or, it's really all encompassing. Don't you agree, Jeffrey?
Oh, totally.
Yeah. It's really quite amazing that this comes through in readings. So I almost, as I kind of blend with her, I almost feel like she's more of a mom to you than your mom, you know? And I know that there was a lot of time spent with, I feel like she kind of showed you life, and I see you shopping together and going out for lunch. There was these times where we spent a lot of time together, and I feel it's more in the past where you spent a lot more time together. But I feel like she kind of showed you the world, through her eyes, and kind of opened up your eyes to see the world differently. Okay. Um, And I also know there's quite a bit of a distance to get to her. So, it's either she's out of state or, out of the country or something. There's a big distance of that I can't get to her. Um, and I don't really think it was expected for her to be passing. I feel it's like a surprise. Um, and so she just wants me to say to you not to worry. And there's like, it's almost like she says to you, she calls you honey, or she calls you dear, or um, or maybe another nickname, but there's like this other name that she uses, that she uses a lot. And and I also feel too, she dresses quite nicely too. So, and you're so much alike. I just want to tell you, if you were to like be with her, to me, it's more like she's like you're almost. I know she's kind of like your mother, but you're kind of like sisters in a way. You're so much alike. That's just so bizarre. So she says to just remember, stand in your power, remember who you are, and go forward in life and know that I felt like I taught you well. That's what she kind of wants to say. Does that make sense to you? Um, there's so many accomplishments that you've had as well, Lizzie. She says, I'm just so proud of you for all your accomplishments. I almost feel like you have 2 degrees, because you went into something thinking you're going to do something, and then you went in a different direction, very independent. So she's just acknowledging that oh, absolutely spot on, literally crying. Oh,
Beautiful.
well, just to know she's sending her love. She's such a lovely person with such a great sense of humor. So remember her laugh. Her laugh is very contagious, and I can smell her perfume as well. Very sweet and kind of floral, and just a lovely lady. And she's not, like I said, she's very much alive here in the other dimension here of heaven, the spirit world. And she says, we will see each other again. Don't worry. But I am going to help you on the other side, she says. I'm here to help you. So if you need any help, she goes, just ask for any assistance. Just ask for me to intervene in your life and I'll show up. Just give me the question. I will be able to help you. So I hope that helps you. And she sends love and blessings to you. Okay, I'll leave that. Jeffrey?
Yeah, we'll leave you with her love, Lizzie. That was beautiful. You know what I do want to say quickly though. At the very beginning when you were talking, I was feeling this sense of like sister, best friend, sister vibe,
Mhm.
and there's this point where some of us, this doesn't happen with all of us, where the parent-child relationship morphs into this really simpatico friendship relationships, best friend relationship. You know what I mean? It happens later in adulthood. And that's so beautiful. It is so beautiful. I love, love, love to feel those relationships.
Yeah, she's a really a great lady here in spirit.
Yeah. So you guys, on that note, thank you, Lizzie, for being here. Thank you for your auntie being here. And as a reminder for all of you, you can always, always, always talk to your people in spirit, however it is, in your head, on a post-it note, write them a card, write them a letter, type them a letter. However it is, they're getting it.
Yeah,
They're
they
getting it.
are.
Mhm. They're
And they
not missing out.
and they hear our thoughts too.
Yeah.
So remember, they know our ideas and our thoughts. Um, that's also a beautiful thing, because we feel like we have to have this physical connection to make a connection, and that's not always true. It's they feel our energy. They come in our energy, within our auric field, and they feel our energy. They know what we're thinking. They know what we're feeling, and the more that you're more positive of knowing that they're in a much better place, without having the sadness or depression, the more they're going to come around you. Because if you're really sad and you're still really mourning over it, they're not going to want to come around you as often because they don't want you to get upset and sad. There's a part of the mourning process that we have to go through. Don't you agree, Jeffrey?
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. And so the more that we're, more positive and looking to, feeling or putting out that love energy from our heart space, kind of creating that bright light from your heart space and filling the room, if you can imagine, by closing your eyes and filling the room with your love, they're going to feel that light and energy and they will come. Okay? So that may help many of you out there that are listening.
Absolutely. So, all right, you guys, thank you all so much for being here. Anthony,
Yes.
thank you for being here again. We're going to get you back on the calendar for another night of this.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. And we're sorry about the technical difficulties, but it's just been one of those days.
Honestly, I mean, I can't see that we're even live. I still have the go live button. It should say end live stream and not go live. So this is really unusual.
That's really hilarious because it says I'm in the show. Everyone can see and hear me, but it doesn't say that on your side, huh?
No.
That's really bizarre.
Yeah, it's awesome. So, all right, you guys, thanks again for being here. I know you all have a bazillion places to put your attention, and I'm so grateful and honored that you're here with us tonight. Next week, Wednesday, 4 o'clock, we'll be here again with some more readings. And I wish I would have looked to see who it was, but it's on the community posts in YouTube.
Thank you, Jeffrey, for having me.
I love you all to pieces. Okay, so I don't even know how to end this now since it's not even telling me I'm live. All right, you guys. Peace out.
Peace out. Oh, gosh. Oh, my gosh. That's hilarious.